David Cameron used one of the national newspapers as his platform. Add the sudden escalation on the Korean peninsula and a sprinkling of the usual Iran rhetoric, he concluded that Britain needs nuclear weapons more today than ever before.
The significant new factor we have to consider is this. The number of nuclear states has not diminished in recent years, and there is a real risk of nuclear-armed states emerging. Iran continues to defy the will of the international community in its attempts to develop its nuclear capabilities, while the highly unpredictable and aggressive regime in North Korea recently conducted its third nuclear test.
David Cameron addressed critics of Trident head-on in his article. To those who say the Cold War is over, he said the nuclear threat hasn't gone away. If anything, it has increased. And to those who say it's too expensive at a time of recession, he said the security of Britain is worth the price. So, what did critics make of it?
There's nothing new in his article. It's a rehash of all the old arguments that we've had in this country for decades. Moving forward into the 21st century, we need to escape this dependence upon threatening any potential enemies with annihilation. It's not only is it immoral, but it actually undermines the international cooperation that we need to develop, not only with those who we count as our allies, but across the piece with all states.
David Cameron calls Trident Britain's ultimate weapon of defence. His coalition partners, the Liberal Democrats, don't agree. They want the £20 billion plans to renew Trident to be scrapped. They were quick to criticise Cameron's article, in which he says at the end of the day, these issues are matters of judgment, and in his, it would be foolish to disarm Britain's nuclear weapons. He sees them as an insurance policy that the UK cannot do without.
As an insurance policy, it's a little bit like protecting against burglars by putting a whole load of explosives around your house and expecting it all to go up if anybody trips the wire. These things are not particularly effective insurance policies.
In his defence of Britain's nuclear weapons, David Cameron had no choice but to address the critics head-on, because it's that voice of disagreement that's really growing steadier and stronger. The elite few countries in the world who possess nuclear weapons call them a needed defence against aggressive states. But in many parts of the world, it's nuclear states like Britain who are seen as international aggressors. And while that remains the case, the paradox of Britain's nuclear weapons will continue, as will, it seems, its decision to stick by its nukes. Nargis Moalari, Press TV, London.